Introduction, a quick introduction. I know that you're my neighbor here in Brisbane. I live in Brisbane,
Yeah.
yeah, in the Sunshine State. And Rodrigo is a production engineer. He's actually joined the mentoring program in the first group. Do you remember that, Rodrigo?
First, first group. Oh my
First
God.
group, yeah. You were one of the guinea pigs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
2000,
so
2019, wasn't
yeah,
it?
2019, 24th of June actually that you joined.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Well,
yeah, and there's people have things that happen in life, etc.
it's a lot of
A
things
lot
like
of things that happen.
during this life. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but the important thing is that you overcame procrastination. You joined the program. You had to do
yeah.
the things that you had to do. And I remember that early this year or mid this year, you contacted me saying, Jason, now I will do it and I'll get everything and I decided to do and motivated to do and you did it. You finished fairly
Yeah.
quickly.
Yeah. I did it.
And yeah, so just for us to break the ice a little bit, Rodrigo, and that's going to be a very informal chat. Just to break the ice, what did you used to do in Brazil just before you come into Australia? And what happened in Brazil that that made you decide to come to Australia?
Well, this journey started in 2007 when I started working out the automotive field
Yep,
as machine operator,
yep.
and then and I was around of like international people, and I got very interested to like study English,
All right.
and I was with engineering in mind already, and in my mind it was like I'm gonna start engineering degree
Yep,
and also start English because when I finish my degree, I don't want to be on a basic level of
yep.
English. And then I started both, and I remember all my friends and families, like people around. So you're crazy, man. So you're doing engineering. What, what else you wanna do? The engineer is it's enough. Like that's it. So why
Why
you doing
study
English
more?
on? You're doing English on Saturday, and then after that you go to a girlfriend's place and you stay there for the whole day. So you don't actually have wife anymore. Yeah, but it started like that, and I'm really grateful for that I made this decision.
Yeah,
Uh, because when I finished my degree, so I was in a like in not in a good level, but I was like in a good understand of
yeah.
English.
And
And
when did you graduate?
in it was supposed to be in 15, but was in 16 because of one
Uh,
subject. Yeah,
well, I think we all
yeah,
did that.
engineer. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
too much
That
beer
was
and too
yeah,
much
it
truco.
was
You're playing a lot
yeah.
of truco.
Not really.
Not
I
really.
didn't. No, no. I know
Come
engineering.
on.
So yeah, no, we didn't. No, we used to have like beers and drinks, but
Yeah,
not
yeah.
like a lot of like plays. No, no.
All right.
It was
Okay.
like a basic thing. So the
You're really
engineering was like
serious.
it was a big challenge for me because I didn't used to love maths,
Yeah,
and then I just decided because all since I was like a child, I used to like dismount everything and
yeah,
like very curious about everything.
yeah.
So and then um when I finished my degree and I was working big like international company,
Yeah.
like a Japanese company, and then I got promoted in there as the analyst, which is pretty much the same as an engineer.
Engineer. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very normal in Brazil to be an analyst
Analyst.
before
Yeah.
as a before an engineer, and yeah, and I was happy. Like a lot of it challenging my back, so like a lot of it like responsibilities, and oh, that's great. So that's now I'm on the right track, and then and 15 and like in the middle of 2015, the economic situation in Brazil started like uh, getting like um, a lot of issues
Yeah. After the
and
World Cup. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and the company that I was working for wasn't that different. So we all um, like uh, suffered with that
Yeah.
situation,
Yeah.
and my department was like it already squeezed, like
Hmm.
you know, and but it didn't, you know, I didn't. They didn't have choice. They needed to do what they did,
Recording in progress.
Yeah.
and I was in mind. So if something happens, I'm gonna leave here and I'm
Yeah.
going overseas for a while. And then after a couple of months, that what happened, like just before I bought my new car. And yeah, there was like, oh my god, I can't believe it.
You sold
And
it.
yeah, and I was actually thinking, so maybe I can keep it because I'm not gonna stay overseas like for long. I'm gonna
Yeah.
stay
Yeah.
for a month or 5 or 6, and then I
Then
can
come back.
just
Yeah.
I can ask someone, my brother or friends, to look after my car because it was a
Hmm.
good car, and you
Hmm.
know. And then I know now I decided not to keep anything, and I sold my car, sold everything, and
Yeah.
then I chose Australia as my like next
Yeah.
challenge.
And when did you arrive here?
In 17, in
2017.
yeah, just 4 months after I left work. I left, no, I got fired.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
And then I'm assuming that you came here as an international student, or
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Hard life, and I'm still as an international student.
It is hard life. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So so most Brazilian come to Australia without like a proper plan,
Yeah.
and we start doing English, which is normal,
Yeah.
and then we decide to do some certificate and diploma,
Yeah.
but like it, not like just doing like a different courses, like with the non like a this size of path.
Yeah.
And yeah, with me wasn't different, so I
Yeah.
did
Studying,
certificate,
working. Yeah.
yeah, working hard, and I did diploma. And then I'm not gonna do this short course, this course that I like it's taking me anywhere.
Yeah.
And then I decided to go to TAFE.
Ah, all right.
I actually wasn't, I was decided to do my masters, but because of the price, it was like, nah.
Yeah,
No, I
it's
can't.
it's it's
It's very
it's a lot of
expensive.
money. Yeah.
Yeah,
And then when did you how did you come across to validate your engineering qualification? Did you hear about it, or what was how did you
yeah,
find out?
yeah. When I was doing my certificate, I started realizing that I could stay here for a while. So,
Yeah.
maybe I can restart my career here.
Yeah, there is something
And
called permanent residency.
yeah, the famous PR. Yeah.
Famous PR. Yeah.
And then friends around me were like thinking the same. So,
All
yeah,
right.
I think we are like on the same boat. And
Yeah.
then these ideas start like growing in my mind,
Yeah.
and and I also met like interesting people here, girlfriend and new
Yeah.
friends, and it's a good place, it's a good country,
Yeah.
and
How can I
yeah,
stay
and
here?
yeah. And then I saw one of your ads
Yeah,
on Facebook.
yeah. That's what I was going to ask. How did you get to know me?
Yeah, it was through that, like Facebook, YouTube, and I
Yeah.
also have a friend. We have a friend in common, which who is Flavio.
Yes, yes,
And
yeah.
when I mentioned to him about you, and he's he's a like he has been doing this for long. He's a very experienced person. He has been living here for a while. He knows what he's doing. So and I felt a little more comfortable with.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then I contacted you.
Yeah,
I
you
think
did.
called
Yeah,
you or messaged you, and
yeah,
then you invited me to participate of the first session,
yes,
which was, yeah, was
yeah. It
great. It was the
was.
best decision.
No, no,
But
yeah, yeah. That's good.
at that time, I heard about Engineers Australia booklet, but
Hmm.
I didn't touch it yet, So then
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah. It's kind of it when you read the booklet, it's sometimes is a little bit scary because you read that
yeah,
and there are people that they read it and they can understand very easily.
yeah,
But people need to think that there are different types of people. There are those people
yeah,
that they can understand easily. There are those people that they perhaps understand, but they need a little bit of a push. And those ones that they don't understand and they're not going to succeed anyway.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know. So yeah,
I agree.
and then you saw my videos in YouTube and Facebook. When you watch those contents, what did you think about the content? Was it helpful somehow, or?
Yeah, I felt very curious because it was something that I've never seen before, and but I think I should try that. I should start something. I should, and I actually didn't see anything else around, like
Yes,
you know,
and yeah, because I came here in 2005, and at that time, I think Facebook wasn't that big. There was Orkut,
yeah,
but I wasn't. I had the Orkut account, but didn't really have a lot of content. YouTube wasn't that big as well. There
yeah,
was fairly nothing in terms of content to help. So, and that's why I decided to help share the content because the difficulties that I had, I thought, well, if I can help others not to have the same difficulties, because it took me 10 months to do it. And I was quite
yeah.
doing pretty much every day and still took 10 months to do it.
Wow.
So it was kind of a long time. And I thought, oh, it's in Australia, as you know, Australia has been very good for all of us. It's a very good country, and particularly myself, I was very happy that Australia treat me very well. And it's time for me to give back a little bit to the community. And then
Yeah,
yeah, we exchanged messages, and I was opening my first mentoring group.
yeah.
And what was
I
your
remember.
biggest fear? Were you scared about participating in the mentoring, especially in the first group?
Yeah, I was when because during this time, like at the beginning, I heard about few people who didn't get acceptance from
Yeah,
Engineers Australia
they were not
as
approved
a
there. Yeah.
as a professional engineer,
Oh yeah,
but
they ended up getting all
some
the lower levels.
yeah, and
Yeah.
a lower level, yeah, which was like very worried because so I was thinking like by myself, and now that's not fair. So I didn't study 5.5 years to come here and then
Yeah,
be recognized as
yeah,
a
technician
like a
or
technician.
technologist. Yeah,
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 yeah.
I
So
see.
that's not fair, and that's why I got very curious about your
Uh-huh.
material, your content,
Yeah.
and you covered in your ad, you covered the main points that I heard like uh, negatively from the other people before,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
maybe I should give a try,
Yes.
should
And then,
start.
yeah, because it was online, and I think I've never bought anything online before as well,
Yeah,
apart from
me
some
neither.
few things in eBay, etc., but not training
Yeah,
courses. But then on the 24th of June 2019,
yeah.
you decided to click the button and join the Validation Formula mentoring program. So, what did make you to decide now today's the day I'm going to start? What did make you to decide that?
Well, as I said, I saw you. I so you said about the content. You said all the main points to like to be careful, like to write your episodes and
Yeah.
so on. But after the first session, I think all like the team, the other
Yeah.
guys as well, felt very comfortable, and so yeah, I think we are in the right hand. So I think Gerson knows well what he's saying. So
Yeah.
and we felt very comfortable. So and I, it was for me, it was enough like content, enough like we are all engineers, so we all think like logically,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
this guy is going like in the right track.
Yeah.
So he's going in like in the exactly on the main points, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna give a try, and
And now
and I
remember
decided.
those sessions because it was live. Remember that we were kind of taking almost 4 hours. Remember those sessions?
So long, so
Yeah,
a
it was
lot
was
of notes,
Saturday.
a lot
Yeah,
of notes.
about
I
four
still have
hours.
my notebooks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
each session, not everything, but yeah, 3 sessions of
yeah,
almost 4 or 5 hours each.
that was so long, but
Yeah,
it was
a lot
yeah,
of content. Yeah, yeah,
a lot of it exchanges, like
yeah,
experience, like
yeah,
yeah, that
and
was great. Yeah,
it is very important.
that's what made us like feel comfortable with.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then you participate in the classes. We were sharing some planning tools, those spreadsheets that you kind of
documents,
took notes and
ideas.
etc.
Yeah.
Uh, what did it change before you participate in the mentoring and after you participated? Has it changed something in the way that you're thinking to do your validation
Yeah,
process?
yeah. After all I started reading the booklet during your sessions,
Yeah.
our sessions, but I didn't read the booklet like completely, and only with your sessions, your content, I felt comfortable, and like it was pretty clear for me what I needed to do.
All right.
Was everything that was in my mind when I, as you were like speaking to us and saying, telling us like what to do. I made a lot of notes,
Yeah, that's important
and in that time, I already was projecting which project I was going to
to
write about.
use. Yeah, good.
Yeah, so everything was as you
Clear.
were like saying. I was like, oh, because you were mentioning about lab.
I was giving a lot of
You
examples. Yeah.
Yeah, you were giving us a lot of like different examples in different fields, not
Yes.
like in
No,
civil,
no,
not
no.
only in
Yeah, yeah,
mechanical, in all the fields,
yeah,
electrical, civil,
yeah.
environment, all the examples. I still have all my notes here
Good.
with me. Yeah, so and I can, yeah, I based it on these notes. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it was everything was clear for me. So yeah, now I know what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And and did you try to start writing before the mentoring program, or started and
Well,
gave up, or didn't even bother starting?
I was thinking to write, and I was actually drafting some ideas, but I was totally lost.
All
Yeah,
right.
it
Yeah.
was a mix of losing and fears,
Yeah.
and yeah,
Yeah. And then this year you decided that you're going to finish, and then you wrote everything, prepared your CPD, prepared your career episodes, your resume,
yeah,
the summary statement, and everything else, organized the
yeah,
documents, sent everything, and then
yeah.
when, yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us the experience when you submit your application and then the waiting period and then when you got the email from Engineers Australia.
Yeah, it was a lot of writing and a lot of reviews. So
Yeah.
like it never was good. Like always had something to do. Always. So okay, I'm gonna submit in 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and then on the third week, I used to find something. I always found something like yeah, not now. So gonna have to extend again. Have to extend, and but it was a lot of planning, you know.
Yeah.
So I think it's very important. I'm very organized person, and even that was very hard for me to to
Good.
organize everything.
Yeah.
It's not difficult. It's just
A
it's
lot of work.
a lot of work to do. Yeah, a
Yeah.
lot of details.
Yeah.
Vocabulary. As you said to us in the past, so high vocabulary, specific words, keywords,
Yeah.
key sentence, all
Terminologies.
that
Yeah.
terminologies, the standards, all that those tips helped us, like me and I believe the other guys who
Yeah.
got approved as well. It helped us a lot. It was the for me it was the main point, how to write, go in that specific
Yeah, because we
sentence
we
and words.
yeah, we engineers we usually not very good at writing.
No, not at all. Yeah,
So yeah, and obviously you are a very good student, and you follow the methodology, you follow
yeah,
the formula.
yeah.
You planned a lot. I keep saying to
It was a
everybody that
lot.
the success in the validation is about 80% planning and thinking,
8%. Yeah,
and the writing is actually just probably just 20%.
yeah,
If you spend a good time planning and organizing your thoughts,
yeah.
writing is going
True,
to be easier.
true.
So a lot of people they do the opposite. They think 20% and they write 80%,
Yeah,
and then they have issues. Yeah,
that's exactly what I did. It was 80% of planning,
good.
planning,
Yeah,
everyday thing and reviewing, and then okay, let's sit down and start writing. Yeah.
yeah,
It was hard to start writing, but with all the job organized, the work organized, it
yeah,
was easier, it was
yeah.
better. Yeah.
And for those people that are watching us now, and those ones that probably were going to watch the replay, if you are going to if you had to give them an advice or a hint for
Mhm.
those ones that they want to get their validation and become an engineer in Australia, and perhaps having the same difficulties that you had, what would that advice or what would that hint be?
um I would understand deeply what to do before a before anything. So
Yes.
if you have to understand completely, before any writing, you have to understand what to do. And also, as I said, the planning it comes next.
Yeah.
The planning it's the main point as well. Reviews. And one thing that helped me, and I said that to you, I actually asked you if you saw this before.
Yeah.
I just had this idea because my English 2 years ago like was on a lower level than now.
Hmm.
And I asked you, so have you seen someone writing Portuguese first and then translate? And I suggested that on the group, and everyone was like, "Oh, that sounds a good
Yeah. Yeah.
idea."
Makes sense.
Because yeah.
Yeah.
And then what I did, and I would suggest, because um, I think all the students are we are in Australia, we are reading in English. Let's write in English. So I wouldn't do that unless you feel very comfortable with
Yeah.
your own English. But I would write everything in Portuguese. Put all the ideas out of your mind, put on a paper in
Yeah.
Portuguese. It's gonna be so easier, much more easier. And
Yeah.
then you just translate. Translate is just
Yeah.
no secret.
No, no,
There's
no.
no
Yeah.
secret.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
That makes sense, especially if your brain's still conditioned to Portuguese.
yeah,
It's much easier for you to organize your ideas and write the
yeah,
report in Portuguese, and then you can translate later on. Yeah.
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 Another thing is make the notes as I I did,
Yeah.
when you because you gave us a lot of examples,
Yeah.
like on the videos. I watched the videos again, like I
Yeah.
think it was like 3 or 4 times
Yeah. That.
to make sure that all my notes was like were right.
Yeah.
And I don't know which method are you using at the moment, but like at that time, as one of the first members of your group,
Yes.
um, so I just did notes and notes and notes, and put it like asking questions,
Yeah,
and
the program today, the content is very similar to the one that you had, Rodrigo. The only thing that I
yeah,
did different now is that all the content is recorded. So those kind of 4 hours of each day, now they split in different modules, and those modules they go for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. But the content is fairly similar. Those spreadsheets, they still there uh, to help you to organize your thinking and take notes and everything else.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, because
You're
yeah,
sorry. Yeah, go
yeah,
ahead.
because we, at least myself, I have a very bad memory. If I don't take
Yeah,
notes, I will forget.
yeah,
So, and that's what
yeah,
I say to you guys, my
definitely.
students, when you're watching the classes, take notes. If I give an
No,
example and you think, oh, I did that, and that matches in this competency, take notes.
yeah, yeah. That's
Because
exactly what we
because
did. Yeah,
after a month or two, you're probably not going to remember anymore.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I after because I restart my career, like my writing after pretty much 1.5 year, like
Yes.
yeah, a year, and I use it all my like the same
Yeah, yeah.
notes.
You
And
go back to your notes, you read it, and then you remember.
same
Yeah,
notes.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Good. Yeah. And what does it mean for you now that you've been validated as a production engineer here in Australia?
yeah,
What does it
yeah,
change in your life now?
yeah. To be honest, I felt very I, I felt a little bit anxious before, just before submit. But
Uh-huh.
when I submit the application, I was feeling like very relief, like much better. And and after I got approved, I actually took a while. It took a while for me to open the email. Even I saw the email. I saw the email,
You
and
saw the
it
email.
was at 10 o'clock in the morning, and I opened the email at 12 on my lunchtime.
All right, so you
Yeah,
were a bit
because
hesitant.
I was like, oh God. But when I opened and I was like approved as a professional engineer, and I I didn't just felt as okay, I'm engineer in Australia. It was something that I achieved. Like it was a lot of effort that I
Yeah.
put it in, to I was very proud of me because of the writing, because of the everything was new for me, you
Yes.
know, and
Yeah.
it feels very good, feel and
Yeah.
yeah, relief
Yeah,
as well,
and
yeah,
I'm
and
very happy. I'm certainly very happy to be part of your success in your journey.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
and I'm very grateful for the service that you provided, the attention, not only the service, but I message you out of the time as well, so
yeah. Well, that's
and
that's a
yeah,
service that I
a
give
lot
to
of
my students.
attention. Yeah, a lot of attentions and like a
Yeah.
lot of questions, Remember, I have 10 questions for you now. I have to,
Well,
and I questions and questions and questions, and you always there, like
well,
mhm.
that is the definition of mentoring. You have
Yeah,
a question, I'll tell you what to do.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very grateful for the exchange of experience with the other guys as well,
Yes.
like on a group chat
Yep. Yep.
until now, like yeah, learning and
Yes.
learning. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
very. I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
those that don't know, my students, we've got a VIP group in Telegram just for our students, and
yeah,
the students they exchange their experiences, they ask questions, and yeah, so the community feeling is probably one of the most important things in our group, I
yeah,
think. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah,
one
yeah.
helping
Working
each
team.
other. Yeah, yeah.
Working team is the most important. Yeah, it
Yeah,
is very important.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great, Rodrigo. I would like to congratulate again
Yeah. Thank you so
for your
much. Yeah.
achievement, and I
Yeah.
would like to thank you for your time. And I'm pretty sure
That's all
that
right.
the engineers that are watching us live here, they also very happy for you,
Then you get
and
through that. Yeah.
I hope that they are in seeing you achieving this, they seeing themselves achieving
Yeah.
their qualification validation as well in the near future. Yeah.
Yeah. I hope they feel encouraged with this, like your interview, these few words that I'm saying, and yeah, on the ways that many things can happen. You can like, oh no, I'm gonna give up. No, I'm not a good writer. That's not gonna work. So, and yeah, it's you have to keep going, and you're gonna get that like eventually. Yeah,
Yeah.
it ends. Yeah, it's gonna end. Yeah,
Yeah. I keep saying that if you're really determined to do it, you will
yeah,
find a way to do it.
yeah,
If you don't want to do it, you're probably going to give an excuse.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
True. That's true. Yeah.
So, and I hope that the ones that are watching us here, they participate in the free workshop that starting this Sunday.
Oh,
Where,
great.
yeah, from Sunday, this Sunday, the 5th of December, until the next Sunday, we'll be sharing more information and teaching them how they can start their validation process. If they don't understand anything about the validation process, after 1 week, they will know everything that they need to start. And I will also be opening a new mentoring group. So for those ones that need a little bit of a push, that will be
Yeah.
the last group of this of this year.
Oh, yeah. That's
Yeah,
great. Yeah.
yeah.
Great news.
And as you probably saw in our group, we've got already 19 engineers that applied, and
Yeah,
all of the
good news.
19 have been approved. So uh,
100%. Oh,
one hundred percent approval rate
that's the
so far.
proof. Yeah, that's the
Oh, yeah.
evidence. Yeah.
Well, yeah, the methodology works. It worked for
Yeah.
me, it worked for you, it worked for Leila, Erica, Ricardo, Andre. It worked to all of them. And I'm pretty sure that every single student that will apply, they will be successful as well if they follow the methodology.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right. So don't want to take up too much more of your time, Rodrigo. I'd like to
That's all
thank
right. Yeah,
for your donation of your time. And
that's all right. Pleasure.
yeah, I wish you all the best in your journey here in Australia. And
Thank
you are here
you.
in Brisbane. I'm thinking about perhaps doing a get together with the validation formula students, those ones that live here in Brisbane and perhaps Gold
Oh,
Coast,
cool.
so we can kind of have a lunch or have a dinner or have a beer sometime
Yeah.
and have a live get together. Now that we can.
Yeah, we are
Yeah,
allowed. Yeah,
yeah,
that's good. Yeah.
yeah. All right
Let me
then.
know and I
Yeah,
can
I will.
participate.
Yes. Okay then. Well, thank you very much, Rodrigo, and
That's all right.
thank you everyone for participating. And I hope to see everybody there in the free workshop. All right then.
Thank
Thank
you
you
guys.
guys. Bye bye. See ya. Bye bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.